All right, my mates, how are you? And hope you guys are really having fun. This is Rokan David already onto the United Matters channel. Guys, I'm sorry for reporting late because I really had certain things I was doing on TikTok. I was really live, and you're really having a very opinionated discussion down there, and it really went down the road, and it was really great. But I said I should come in here and we obviously talk to the people that really give me what we call the vibe to obviously talk to you in here. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And Rokan David is my name. We are talking Jarrad Branthwaite boost, all transfer boost to the club of Manchester United. Then Scott McTominay, what we call the exit transfer battle, and this youngster that visited Carrington from Arsenal known as Chido Obi Martin, as Fabrizio Romano has some huge hints to say about this young lad. I'm suspecting that we might go live for close to 1 hour. So guys, continue to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokan David is my name, and hope everything is really going on well. We thank God for the gift of life. It's a Saturday match day for the club of Manchester United, and we are really gonna put in a very huge shift into the mix. This is what we call the United Matters channel, and I'm really excited every time I see to it that in only 1 minute we are having close to 40 people watching in through, and this really excites me. And obviously you people, you make me really feel okay. And let me just throw in a shout out to some of you. I'm having Emmanuel, Katinisa, I'm having Yona, there is Molecule, there is Ochani, there is Adeparo Payemi, Nunu Cheyune, Komohanda Johani, there is Adebaro Payemi, London Banda, and Kakuro Ivan. You guys are really great, and thank you for obviously being the early birds that I'm gonna hit to come in through and really catch the warm information from the side. Now let's start it off from the side of Everton, right? Yesterday there is a story that was really given to us by David Austin and a certain, I think, Everton correspondent for The Athletic, known as Matt Slater and David Austin. They told us that the Fredkin group takeover of Everton is off. TFG in exclusive talks for last 4 weeks, but withdrew from negotiations yesterday due to concerns about debt to previous proposed buyers. 777 puts Everton back into a precarious position. Now, one of the reasons as to why Everton were not willing to obviously let Jarrad Branthwaite leave the club of Manchester United was all about one thing. It was all about Man United. Sorry, it was all about Everton expecting that they are really going to get in a new ownership that will obviously see to it that they helped obviously pan a bit what the debts Everton are really sinking in, and that's why they never wanted to obviously sell Jarrad Branthwaite for £50 million. That is it. So now what is going to have to happen at Everton is it is going to have to change. Now we are having a different structure altogether. They've pulled out, and Everton are back to square one, and that means they have to sell more players. Have you going to have to sell a youngster to Newcastle for £9 million? They sold Onana to the side of Aston Villa for £50 million, and we are here to wait and see how things are really going to be panning out into the mix. But that gives United a very huge boost to sign Jarrad Branthwaite, because Manchester United had made a bid of 45 plus £5 million. It was rejected by the side of Everton, but with these people pulling out, the backbone or the fallback position of Everton has been really distracted, and as we speak they are not gonna come in through to put in a very huge shift as required, and that brings the deal of Jarrad Branthwaite close because they are really needing money. And I'm gonna hate to see someone tweet and say that they've gonna hate obviously see to it and tweet that nothing is really gonna stop Man United from getting this deal. And I've seen Man United fans jubilating everywhere that, all right, you denied the £50 million that we are taking him for £35 million. I don't think they can sell him for 35, but I believe it has gonna hate to ease in a little bit this deal of Jarrad Branthwaite. But we are waiting to see how Everton are really gonna walk around this, because never say never. You know, a team can pull a rabbit out of the hat, and we might be like, all right, we never expected it to happen, but they've gone ahead to see themselves really take it to a solution-based scenario. So that is it for Everton, and that's going to cause the boast of Jarrad Branthwaite. And Man United are really looking to sign into defenders more. By the way, Jarrad Branthwaite and Matthias, they want to bring them too, and that will act as a boost for the club of Manchester United. So Everton are really in a tight spot, and them having been gone ahead, obviously, whole in the tight spot. I don't know exactly what they're going to be doing, but a lot is really gonna happen, and this might act as a catalyst for Man United obviously go back and really say, how much money do you need now, Everton? Do you still need 65 to 75, and we proceed to obviously go on and really talk to other people? All else, you are willing to obviously negotiate with us on a deal that can see Jarrad Branthwaite cross from the side of Everton to Manchester United? Those are the questions that Man United are going to be really doing or taking to Everton, because they've already gone ahead to show Everton that for them, they are willing to move on. When they went ahead and made a bid of 45 plus 5 million pounds, that is 50 million pounds, Everton rejected the bid, and they said that they can only start negotiating a deal if at all United can go north of 65 or 75 million pounds. And it was like, all right, let's take all our efforts and sign Leny Yoro. And Leny Yoro was announced as a player for the club of Manchester United, and he might even play part into the game of football that Manchester United is going to be playing today. So Everton now knows that you cannot ransom Manchester United. That those two words, United tax in transfers, has gone ahead to obviously be thrown down the stitches by the new ownership for the club of Manchester United. That is it. So let no one lie to you that United is going to be ransomed. They'll only pay money when they believe that player is really worth it. And United believe Jarrad Branthwaite is worth 50 million pounds, and they cannot go north. You know, they cannot go north of 75 that the side of Everton is calling in for. And everyone was asking themselves, why did Man United first go in to sign a player called Leny Yoro? Because Leny Yoro ticks all the boxes that Jarrad Branthwaite ticks. Jarrad Branthwaite is a homegrown player, and when you look at the guy of Leny Yoro at 18, I tell you, he's gonna play very many games, you know, and he's obviously gonna be put in as a homegrown player. He's 18, and there is a certain number of games that you need to play before you turn 21 at Manchester United or at any club to be regarded as a homegrown player. So I know he's really going to be playing very many games for the club of Manchester United, and he's going to be regarded as a homegrown player, I tell you. So for me, I'm just excited about what this deal is all about, and never say never. United might obviously go back to Everton and say, all right, we want Jarrad Branthwaite, because the interest is still there. It's written nowhere that United have gone ahead to pull out, and it's not that they only want one, but they need two more central defenders, and they might sign three, provided Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof pave way out of that team. And United can even go ahead and sign two more defenders to obviously force these players out of the team, knowing that they should obviously do the needful. And we've gone ahead to get a story from Telegraph Dhaka concerning Jarrad Branthwaite, and it is really in connection with what I've been saying about what United are really planning for this deal. Telegraph Doc has told us that Man United could make a new bid for Jarrad Branthwaite following the latest developments over the failed Everton takeover. Man United are unlikely to go beyond a fee of £55 million for Jarrad Branthwaite. So, for Manchester United, they're like, we are not going to exceed £55 million, meaning that they can only add 5 on their previously rejected bid. For me, that's okay. That's okay for the club of Manchester United, and Everton will be like, we shouldn't really make these guys pend, because the more they lingered, when we made them linger twice, they went ahead and obviously did the needful. You get? They went ahead and obviously did the needful, and what did they do? They went ahead and really went in for Leny Yoro, you know? And United might be using Matthias de Ligt as a bait, but as it stands, United are expected to go back and make a bid for Jarrad Branthwaite after the failed takeover of Everton. And I tell you, that takeover failing has gonna obviously lead to the uplift of Jarrad Branthwaite to the club of Manchester United. I love the player, guys. I love Jarrad Branthwaite. I love him a lot. I love him a lot to an extent that I would really want him to come to the club of Manchester United because he's young. He can play on the left-sided centre-back, and the left-sided centre-back, that's one of the beauties that even comes in through with in here. He can obviously do a lot at the club of Manchester United. So for me, I would love to see him at the club of Manchester United, but not for £75 million. £55 million, it's okay. If Everton cannot swallow that amount of money, we go to other defenders. There are very many defenders that are really good, you know. Remember this Schatterback. Is he called Schatterback? You remember that guy that played in the central defense of Germany with Rudiger, Schatterback, very good central defender. And there is Hato at Ajax, he's a very good defender. And very many other good central defenders are really in different leagues that we can obviously get in and obviously do the needful for the club of Manchester United. So for me, I just can't wait to see when United makes in another bid. And when the bid is in, we'll be the first people to come in and let you know that a bid has been submitted by the club of Manchester United. Now let's go into the comment section and see what you guys have to say. Hey, Aradi, just falling in love with Man United. They are doing really great business. Deis Yona. Morning, Mr. Rokani. Thanks for the updates, brother. Thank you. Molecule, thanks Aradi for the update. Good morning from Godfrey Ochan. Adepare Opemi, good morning. What about de Ligt? United is chasing for all those defenders, I tell you. United is chasing for all those defenders. You know, they're chasing in for Jarrad Branthwaite, they're chasing in for de Ligt because they want to clear Harry Maguire and Lindelof out, and they want to bring in 3 central defenders. One in Lenny Yoro is already at the club of Manchester United. 2 in the names of Jarrad Branthwaite, and thirdly in the name of Matthias de Ligt. So 3 defenders are going to be coming at the club of Manchester United, provided they offload Harry Maguire and Lindelof. Kamuhanda Jonane, good morning, Aradi. Thanks for the updates. I'm Kamuhanda live in Kasese, Uganda. All right, thank you for watching from Kasese. What's the problem with Everton? Everton wanted to sell their club, you know, but they failed to sell it because the new owners, what would be the new owners that own AS Roma, have come up and really said, no, something is not okay, and we shouldn't obviously proceed with the business. Meaning that the business has been really faulted. And that means after that takeover collapse, they need to obviously find a new owner to take it over. Or not, they might really find themselves in severe problems of really getting points deducted. And in the due course, they have to obviously sell players. And remember, to show that this problem is really serious, last time they even sold Anthony Gordon for £60 million, you remember, to Newcastle. But that never went ahead to solve the problems they're really having, and they went ahead to lose points. And this time around, it might be worse because they will be the worst students in class as referred to what happened to them last season. London Banda, good morning, Aradi. We are looking for another midfielder from PSG by the names of Simons. How good is he? I'm London Banda from Zambia. Xavi Simons is good. And the vibes of Xavi Simons really show me that Marcus Rashford might be sold by the club of Manchester United. That is it. Looks like they're paving way to other players at the club of Manchester United, and maybe they don't want these people to obviously come in through and do the needful. All right. Then Kakuru Vian, I like him, but de Ligt is my favorite. For me, I want them. I want 3 of those central defenders at Manchester United. I want a new crop of central defenders. When you look at Lindelof, is nearing his 30 years. Maguire in his early 30s. Let us get these players off. The moment you keep Harry Maguire for 1 more year, his price is really going to really reduce. It's shrinking down. It's going south. You get? Sell him now. And by the way, he had a very good season with Manchester United. You all know that. So sell him, and after selling him, the rest will be history. Get in these players, you know. Get in de Ligt, get in Branthwaite, get rid of Harry Maguire, get rid of Lindelof. That is it. Prince Yusuf, hey, already, I think if we get Branthwaite, we're gonna do the best, surely, because we have been missing defense. Yeah, we need Branthwaite in at the club of Manchester United. We need him and de Ligt. Both of those players are needed. Joel Muller, What about Delete transfer and Amrabat? Is he signed permanently? Delete and Jarrad Branthwaite are those deals that United are really going to be working on next after getting the deal of the midfielder done and dusted. You get? So, Man United wants to bring in 2 more central defenders, one midfielder, provided Casemiro stays. If Casemiro goes, then we'll go in for 2 central midfielders. Then Amrabat, United are just waiting, but the deal is on the table to do, and they have all what it takes to trigger that clause. And when it's triggered, I'll come here and retell you. But Fabrizio told us that this week is going to be the decision of Amrabat, because if we are to sign Amrabat on a permanent, why don't we really go with him to America to obviously enjoy the preseason with us? If we go to America without that guy, then I believe something won't be okay. I'm having Saka says, already good morning. Hasib Saka from Malawi. Oh, from Southern Africa. Thank you for watching in from Malawi. Then Prince Yusuf. But is Amrabat staying or they let him go? Amrabat is still under consideration by the club of Manchester United. And I know the reason as to why they're not really rushing into signing Amrabat is because there is a contract, in between United, and Fiorentina. And anytime they want, they can really trigger it and really sign Amrabat. And if at all United we are not having Amrabat in their plans, his brother would have gone ahead already start to offer him to other clubs. But due to the fact that he's not being offered to other clubs, it's a confirmation that the lad is really gonna do the needful into the mix. Then Zoo TV, good morning, my brother. Bijura Pwita, Manchester United shouldn't exceed 50 million pounds for Branthwaite. United can only go north of 55 million pounds. That is it coming in through from Telegraph Dakar, a United correspondent for the Telegraph. Oscar Monga, good morning, RD. Hope we get both Delete and Branthwaite. That's the plan for Ineos. They want to get these players, but it will depend on the outgoings. If we happen to obviously sell Lindelof, then we'll bring in 1 central defender. If Harry Maguire is also sold, 2 central defenders will obviously come into the mix. Moses Sambo, I wish we signed Jarrad Branthwaite. I love him so much. I love his height and physical body structure. His defensive mentality is excellent. He reads the game well. He has speed. He's very fast. Yeah, you've gone ahead to obviously describe him in a nutshell, and he's really a very good player. Then I'm having Henry Chinedu. Good morning, bro. David, who is next signing? Ugarte is into the mix, and there is another midfielder that Man United has gone ahead to be linked to, meaning that United won't really want to obviously put their eggs in one basket like they've always done with the signings of strikers, central defenders, and everything under Ineos. Then Besigenes Kenneth, hey Aradi, hey. Then Rona, morning Aradi. I think Delete is far better than Jarrad Branthwaite. What of Ugarte? I also know that Delete is a better defender, but we need 3 central defenders. You get? If you're having John Evans, Lisandro Martinez, Delete, Jarrad Branthwaite, and Lenny Yoro, we are good to go. Remember, look at the side of Man City. Even Man City has 5 central defenders. I tell you, right? Man City has 5 central defenders, and I tell you, that's what we obviously need at the club of Manchester United, right? A moment, just a second, I'm gonna be back. Alright guys, I'm back. I had something to sort out really quickly in here. But I would love to let you know that nothing is really gonna stop you from really doing the needful. But I want to let you know that Jarrad Branthwaite, Delete, and Lenny Yoro should be at Manchester United. That is it. Anthony, Lindelof, and Sancho exits will excite me. But looks like Sancho might not leave. For Anthony and Lindelof, it might be into the pipeline, but I don't see Sancho leaving because he's expensive and I think he's a homegrown player. Sanusi Adediji already, good morning, watching from Nigeria. Thank you, my brother from Nigeria. Then Saka, this is this is Man U. We are missing for a long time. We know we are going. Yo. So everyone who really was supporting the Glazers, you now know what you are missing. Then Waswa Alan, good morning Aradi. Sheikh says, hey, good morning, sir. This is Sheikh's in southwestern Uganda. Thanks for the commentary. All right, thank you. Waswa Alan, any update on our former goalkeeper De Gea? De Gea looks like he's going to be moving to the Saudi Pro League, or he's going to be playing in America. Wanjala, this is Wanjala Bashir from Kampala. All right. Bijira Prita, why can't we swap Maguire with Braithwaite and add in some small money? Harry Maguire is on a huge wage. That is it. You get? Huge wage. So he's on a huge wage. So he's earning close to £200,000 a week. And that's why even last summer, he really stopped his transfer to West Ham. West Ham had agreed a deal with Manchester United, £30 million. Harry Maguire said to United, unless you compensate me, get me £16 million. They now leave. You get? Because Everton will be paying half, come in and pay half. So it shows you that the past, or our past, is really haunting us. But Harry Maguire, obviously, he should be sold. He should be sold. Benson Daka. And by the way, for Harry Maguire, there is another factor that after his darling at England threw in the towel and left, that is Gareth Southgate, he will now know that he will need to prove to the new manager of England that he's really worth starting that central defense. And there is no way you're going to prove to that manager when you're not getting ample playing time at Manchester United. And there is no reason as to why Harry Maguire will get ample playing time at the club of Manchester United. The reason is not there, provided we get in two centre, even if it's two, like Braithwaite and Lenny Yoro, or Matthias De Ligt and Lenny Yoro. You get? Those two will mean that Harry Maguire will be in the fourth fiddle, or he will be fourth in the pecking order for Manchester United with Lisandro Martinez, Lenny Yoro, Matthias De Ligt, all Braithwaite, and Harry Maguire, meaning that he's going to be having limited playing time. Benson Daka, Ugarte deal must be done quickly. I think there is a very huge block into that deal of Ugarte. The price is really huge. 70 million euros, that is almost 60 million pounds, is what the side of PSG is really calling in for. And I'm like, why should we pay all that amount of money for this player? You get? Yet, there are other players like Zubimendi, who Man United is being linked to, who can only be gotten at 50 million pounds. You understand? So, that is the problem that Man United is really having with PSG, but the negotiations are really ongoing, and you wait to see whether we'll be getting big things from that. But guys, endeavor to support this channel by buying super chats. There is a $sign below that live chat. You can as well support this channel by really buying a super chat in there for you. Click that $sign and obviously throw in whether 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, anything like $1 that you can afford. Then I'm having Kenneth, because it seems you are only likely to rely on exits to get news. I think we can keep Bissaka, Maguire and Scott McTominay. They have club heart, not like Rashford and Casemiro. I tell you, if you think of keeping Scott McTominay, Aaron Bissaka and Maguire, then you are not wanting to build a new Manchester United. That is it. You should build a new United, and these people should be offloaded. Bissaka is left with 1 year. Sell him off. West Ham is willing to offer £20 million. Sell him off. Harry Maguire, if a club comes in through to put in a shift, sell him. Scott McTominay, it's the next story you're working on. That after talking about this Jarrad Branthwaite story, I'm having a very huge story about Scott McTominay. Like Gono asked for me yesterday, I went ahead to gather everything, and I've gone ahead to bring it to you in here. Sell them off. Sell them off. Casemiro should leave. You know, I've always been vocal about Marcus Rashford. I've reached an extent that Marcus Rashford should leave, because I now understand that he is not gonna turn any better. And if he comes out and disapproves me this coming season, I'll come out and say, all right, Rashford, you've proven me wrong, but you have to obviously tick another box of consistency, because on limited occasions, you've gone ahead to hit the ground running, and on huge occasions, you've gone ahead to obviously go down. You get? Rona, United should offload players which cannot have heart for the team. From Barara, obviously. Gono's statement says the pullout does not affect any transfers for this summer. That's what they have to say, but I tell you, it will. It will. It will. It will, because they have a lot of things to sort out. Do you think 60 million pounds will really... Do you think that 59 million pounds they got from selling a player, a youngster, to Newcastle, and 50 million pounds they got from selling Onana will obviously rescue them from the situation? Yet, even last year, they got ahead to get 60 million pounds from the sale of Anthony Gordon to the side of Newcastle. I think it will. It will. Okema Matthew, good morning, Aradi. Matthew, Bissaka should not go, but let McTominay. Bissaka is going. Bissaka is going. He's a sure deal. He's going to leave the club of Manchester United. But I hear Jarrad Branthwaite is currently injured. I think he might be faking one, players. He might have gone ahead, obviously, refused to train. And the club is like, let's obviously portray it like the player is really injured. But if he was injured, seriously, then the entire world would have gone ahead to know, and Man United would have gone ahead obviously be linked to him, because you know how we are linked to Edson Alvarez. When he got injured, we moved on to Ugarte. You get? But that story would have gone ahead to be making trends, that United are now out of the deal of Jarrad Branthwaite, and we are looking in for another defender. Abraham is saying, good morning, RD. Love both of them. United should sign them up from Nigeria. All right. I would, at any occasion, really sanction the signing of all those players in there for you. So let me pause a little bit in here. Let me end with Nyalimo and then go to another story. Jarrad, Branthwaite, Ugarte and Delete are the most new fresh legs that United is lacking all these years. Rashford, Maguire, Lindelof, Bissaka and Mount all out. Nyalimo, Joel, Alfred from South Sudan, capital Juba. All right, thank you for watching in through. But I think Mason Mount needs one more season to prove himself. That is it. The other player, I think the rest can't go. But I think Mason Mount was really injured last season. If he turns out to be an injury-prone player, then I'll obviously agree with you on what you've gone ahead to say about him. But I tell you, I wouldn't obviously move him on. Give him one more season. If all doesn't go as planned, then you really do the needful. Now, The Sun has something exciting about Scott McTominay. They've told us that Tottenham are looking to hijack Scott McTominay from Fulham as they want to strengthen their midfield. Manchester United want at least £40 million before they consider selling Scott McTominay. To bring you up to speed, Fulham went ahead to make a bid of £30 million. It was rejected. Was it 30 or 20? One of the two. It was rejected by the club of Manchester United. After it was rejected by the club of Manchester United, Fulham are like, they need to obviously get in a midfielder. And Spurs have gone ahead to show interest in signing Scott McTominay. And we are having a very huge story in there for you coming from The Sun that adds and reads that Tottenham manager Ange Postecoglou is believed to be an admirer of Scott McTominay and reckons he could add a new dimension to his team alongside James Maddison. By the way, I've already told you that Scott McTominay is a very good player when it comes to being a box-to-box player, but not for Manchester United. I tell you, not for Manchester United. Manchester United is known at the level of Tottenham Hotspur. United is in the levels of Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea. So these teams like Newcastle, Tottenham Hotspur, Aston Villa, they are not levels of Manchester United. That is it. Though in the recent past, we haven't gone ahead, obviously, stamp a lot of authority onto those onto those teams. But I think many of you agree with me that we've not yet gone ahead to reach that level, and we have a lot to do to obviously tick those boxes in as far as matching them football-wise is concerned. Now, Tottenham Hotspur signing Scott McTominay, I think he has finally gone ahead to find his feet. And it gives him a chance not to go to the side of Galatasaray, because the Galatasaray director had confirmed to us that they are in talks to obviously sign Scott McTominay, and they fled in Manchester, but I don't think that they can obviously pay £40 million that Manchester United want. And if at all Ange Postecoglou wants the player, I tell you, he will obviously be sold and he will get the player. I tell you, he will get the player. He won't really fail himself. He'll really get the player. The Sun added that club insiders say McTominay is open-minded to the idea of switch to help secure regular first team football. Obviously, unless otherwise, Scott McTominay doesn't want what we call first team football. But if at all he wants first team football, he has to obviously find himself available for the side of Tottenham Hotspur to really put in a very, very huge boost into the mix. So for me, I believe it's high time Scott McTominay left the club of Manchester United. That is it. I don't know what your thoughts are about it. I know there are mixed feelings, among us fans of Manchester United, but I tell you, he should leave the club of Manchester United. McTominay is not a player for Man United. I've gone ahead to obviously thank him for what I was going to hit with the club of Manchester United, but I've already told you or asked you that look at Kobe Mainoo. That is the caliber of players that we want. If Scott McTominay had the height as he is and had the quality of Kobe Mainoo, no one would have gone ahead to be complaining about him. Yesterday, there was someone who compared him to Darren Fletcher. I was like, maybe you're talking about a different Fletcher that was at Manchester United, but you're talking about Darren Fletcher. I saw how good that man was. He was good and better than Scott McTominay, right? So I find it very important for this guy to obviously leave the club of Manchester United. And what is Erik ten Hag saying about this move of Scott McTominay? We've been told that Erik ten Hag is keen to keep Scott McTominay, but he's not regarded as a first team starter, which may lead to him moving on to make the next step in his career. United now want £40 million for Scott McTominay after demanding just 40 for Suter. After demanding just 30 for Souters last year. And by the way, Scott has to go for that amount of money. Why? Scott has gone ahead to obviously have a very good season. You can all agree with me that he went ahead to obviously have a very good season with the club of Manchester United. I think he outscored himself. He scored very many goals in the Champions League, in the Premier League, I think in the FA Cup, Carabao Cup. So he was all over the place with Manchester United, and I believe that he can obviously come in through and really do the needful for the side of Tottenham Hotspur. With Tottenham losing likes of Højbjerg, I think they need to strengthen that midfield. Maybe Pam Tassa with Scott McTominay, or Yefis Besuma with Scott McTominay into that beautiful game of football. So that's what we've gone ahead to get from the Sun about Scott McTominay. And we all know to it that if you are to get in any player, we have to first sell. And Scott McTominay is the most wanted player at Manchester United after the departures of Alvaro Fernandez to Benfica, Camboala to Villarreal, Donny van de Beek to Girona, and Mason Greenwood to the side of Marseille. Looks like the next player to offload is going to be Scott McTominay, and I would obviously see him leave the club of Manchester United, and I would love to see him leave. That is it. Maylori, I love Manchester United. I can't believe my club any longer. Glory, glory, Man United. Yeah, we are doing great things. Ivan Kimbo from Kenya, thank you for watching in through. Kakoza Adam from Zengebe, Nakasongola, good morning, brother. Kenneth, let United pocket the cheap deal in Amrabat. I keep reviewing his rocket run save. He reminds me best times of the legend Jones, right? So he's really good, and I think we should really bring him on. He's cheap, and he showed to us that he has gone ahead to obviously understand the system of Manchester United. What went ahead to affect him, by the way, was all about him not having a preseason, but he saw to it that when he got into the club of Manchester United, he really did the needful, and I really love Amrabat into the mix. Then Henry Chinedu, I believe that Man United will sign 2 more players next week. I'm from Lagos, all right? Yeah, the speed at which we are signing players gives you optimism that we can even sign a player today. Moses Sembo, Amrabat should stay. He's very energetic and can be a squad player and even possibly fight for top fight spot. I am commenting from Gambia, the smiling coast of Africa. All right, thank you very much. I would love us to keep Amrabat. That is it. I would love to keep Amrabat. Then, yeah, Dave, hey bro, what do you think? What do you think? Sony's comment on Mainoo surely has to be a racist. Grammy Sones, I don't want to obviously talk about him because I believe there are people who are paid to talk stupid. You know, he's paid to talk stupid, you know. Menu is going to disapprove very many people. Everyone who comes in through and obviously feels like Menu is really overrated. You watch the space. Just watch the space, you know. Broby, good morning. Already watching from Ghana. Thank you for your back-to-back update on Manchester United. All right, thank you. Yedev says, Souness called Pogba a lazy twat and now taking shots at Menu. He always have problems with certain race of players. I understand. And did he play for Liverpool? I think that's the problem Liverpool players do have with the club of Manchester United. Remember what Steven Gerrard did to Tuanzebe. Tuanzebe was one of the best players at Aston Villa in their central defense. When he came in through, he benched him because he never wanted to make a United player look great or give him playing time at Aston Villa. You get, and good enough, he was also sacked. Ofoka Henry Chinedu, I can't wait to see more players in Man United. We'll need more players, 3 midfielders and 2 central defenders, right? There is even a right back that we need to obviously get in through. Bijura Puita, Man United should leave Ugarte Hill if PSG can't reduce their asking price to £45 million. Let us go for Yao Neves, Adam Rabat. Yao Neves is 70 million euros and is closing in on a deal to obviously sign for a guy called he's closing in to sign with PSG. That is it. You understand? So, and this agent is the same, meaning that he's going to be closing in 2 deals at the same time. Moses says Jarrad Branthwaite age is favorable and perfect for us. He's young, agile, a defensive goal scorer. He can score from corners. He can score from free kicks, high flowing center balls from the air. You're right. I really love him. I love those two to come. Delete and Branthwaite, they should come into the club of Manchester United. Kenneth, Scott McTominay and Mount play similar. We still have no backup for Bruno. Not really. I think I would rather keep I would rather keep Mount than keeping Scott McTominay. You know, that is it. They're different players. Mount is a number 10 that is proven, and Scott McTominay, for me, his best position is a number 8. But Ten Hag is always going to hate to use him to throw him in off the bench, obviously coming through and really represent because of his height, you know, and those late runs he makes in the final third of the opponent's box. Moses says Manuel Ugate's signing should be a great priority. We need a hungry defensive midfielder like him. He'll serve as our prime Carlos Casemiro. Ugarte is energetic and he's a very serious player. I love Ugarte, but the price is the problem. How can we go in for Ugarte for 70 million euros? I think that's a lot of money. Yet, even PSG are negotiating to sign Yao Neves for 70 million euros. If at all the agent is the same, why don't we tell the agent that, please, we also have 70 million euros, get us Yao Neves? You get? Because Yao Neves is younger, 18, 19 years of age. Moses says, I regard him as a nonsense player. I don't know who you're talking about. You're talking about Scott McTominay, who Gono Gerrard is making good progress, as are Pato and Dele. So we will see who those guys go. At this stage, it's nothing too serious. So we are thankful for that. Sean Dyke. All right. So that's what Sean Dyke went ahead to say. All right. Let's wait and see. But if I thought it was a serious injury, you wouldn't have gone ahead to see United linked on this player. That is it. You wouldn't have gone ahead to see this player linked anywhere else. So, as it stands, it's obviously what Gono is telling us from Everton. The players, Jarrad Branthwaite is making good progress, but I think there is something that is really happening internally that hasn't gone ahead, obviously, leaked from the dressing room. It's all about them rejecting the £50 million bid that was put in by the club of Manchester United. You know, a player might reach an extent and he pushes to obviously go. He might really strike and say, all right, don't pay me, but let me go to Manchester United. You get? Because United is going to have to show him that we can go for other players and we're going to leave you. Their first priority signing was supposed to be Jarrad Branthwaite as far as the central defense was really concerned, but look at what Inter is going to do. They've gone ahead to pull out, you know. Muhumuza Sam, good morning, RD, thank you. Starborn X, DJ Denix from Kiriandongo. Any updates from Arsenal? All right. Arsenal, we are going to the Rokani Media Football after here. We are going to the Rokani Media Football after here. Then, Chaze, I also agree with you, David, and I want to urge that all the players flopping in the team should move out and pave way for the new ones who can add on us, period. You remember what Rangnick came out and said? Rangnick said that he would love to get in players on the first contract, because a player on his first contract will obviously play hard to obviously get a second one. But a player on a second and third contract, their morale and mentality is buried, right? So we should move out these players, and obviously everything goes on as expected. Yeah, Dave. Of course, Souness played for Liverpool. Yeah, I know, I understand. Souness is the problem, because Souness is a problem, and I tell you, he is really one of those that is going to obviously be having a very bad say to United players because of that bad blood between Manchester United and Liverpool. So I'm not surprised. Yeah, Dave, what else can we expect from ex-Liverpool players? Suarez, Souness examples are in front. Yeah, that's it. I'm not surprised, because if something is continuous, then it's obviously something bad that you have about someone. Then Oburu Emmanuel, hey, thanks for the update, and may please let know of our team goalkeeping departments. Obviously, we are having Onana, first choice goalkeeper. Atil Beyindir is the second choice goalkeeper. Then there is Vitek, as you saw him in there for you. So those are the three goalkeepers that you're really having. And there is Tom Heaton also is the third choice. Then Vitek comes in as the fourth, So Tom Heaton is also into the mix. We are having Onana and Atil Beyindir from Turkey. Then Babirwa Godfrey, good morning. Don't we have alternatives to Neves and Ugarte? There is Zubimendi, there is Ederson, right? And we can as well fish outside other teams, outside PSG and the side of Sporting Lisbon. But Zubimendi and a guy called, what's his name? Ederson from Atalanta are some of those players that we'll be looking at. Hassan Bisegera, morning David, morning. Okema Matthew from Uganda, wishing to see Kadioglu at Old Trafford if all Bissaka is leaving and if Everton is rejecting the bid. Please let us leave and bring in Delete. Kadioglu, I love the player. I tell you, I love the player because you sign a player who can play as a right back and a left back. You sell the side of Bissaka, get Kadioglu into the mix. If at all Luke Shaw and Malacia are all injured, you can obviously find yourself putting in a very beautiful shift into the mix that will see us obviously do the needful and take us to where we deserve to be, into the mix. So that is it coming in through from the man himself, known as what his name? Is it Oburu Emmanuel? Yep. So let's obviously go to this youngster who has gone ahead to obviously find himself wanting to leave the side of Arsenal. He goes by the names of Chido Obi Martin. His profile is really rich. He has come out and really scored very many goals in the unders of Arsenal. He's really one of the forwards that has gone ahead to obviously hit the ground running. He has gone ahead to excite everyone, and he's really one of those that has been playing for Arsenal from the under 18s, 19s, and so on and so forth. And yesterday, from the Academy Scoop, remember this account is really coming from the club of Manchester United. They report and they really break news from Manchester United. They've told us that Arsenal youth forward Chido Obi Martin, 16, visited Carrington earlier this week to discuss a move to Manchester United. He is yet to agree scholarship terms with Arsenal and could be said for a move to United despite constructive talks with Mikel Arteta. So, he came to Carrington, held talks with Manchester United, and obviously, he wants to obviously come in through and really play for the club of Manchester United. So, Fabrizio Romano has also confirmed that Chido Obi Martin has not given green light to Arsenal over a new contract proposal. They believe he's probably gone. Manchester United are interested in Chido with several other big clubs from Germany, especially Bayern Munich. And we also have Fabrizio saying that Chido Martin will make final decision on his future in the next days. It won't be long. Arsenal feel they did their best with huge contract proposal. No green light from the player, feeling he's set to leave. Chido visited several clubs, including Man United this week. Now, I've always gone ahead to tell you that if at all you've been a very huge, if at all you follow me on both channels, United Matters and Rokani Media Football, I've been vocal about how Mikel Arteta has failed to obviously get in these players, especially the youngsters, to obviously feel like there is a pathway into the first team. Guys, smash the like button close to 100 times because we are 160 watching in through and only 51 have gone into smash the like button. So I was telling you that Arteta has failed to create what we call a clear pathway from the academy to the first team. That's why players like Chido are like, there is no clear way. There is no clear way. And who is Chido? Chido is a 16-year-old player. You know, he's a Danish footballer playing as a forward for Arsenal in there for you. He's 1.88 meters tall and he was born in Denmark in 2007. Last season, 2023-2024, 4 matches, 3 games, and under 2021s, 2023-24, 2 matches, 0 goals and 0 assists. Then UEFA Youth League, 3 games, and he scored 0 goals. But if at all you watch that FA Cup game between Manchester United and Arsenal, however much we beat Arsenal, but Chido Martin looked extraordinary. He's a very good player, I tell you. I love him. And if at all you happen to obviously bring him at Manchester United, that will be some good business done. And I tell you, that's the beauty of having Erik Ten Hag. Ten Hag will obviously attract very many players to come in through and do the needful at the club of Manchester United because they'll obviously find themselves doing a lot into the mix. So I want to let you know that this is a very good deal. And if at all we happen to convince him to play for the club of Manchester United, it will be a very huge move into the right direction because that will be done and dusted for me. So I'm excited for that deal. I just can't wait to see that Chido comes to the club of Manchester United and he's really doing great. Oh, Chido has a Zimbabwean meaning. That's what Gono is really saying. Maybe his roots are from Zimbabwe, but he was born in Denmark. Maybe his parents are really Zimbabwean, right? So I just can't wait for that deal to come to pass. And I think he has gone ahead to look at players like Ten Hag has gone ahead obviously usher into the first team ever since he came to the club of Manchester United. Look at Kambuala, Foson Omari, Kobe Mainoo, Garnacho, Hannibal, Ethan Whitley, Dan Go, you know. He has gone ahead to usher in close to for the player like Chido to obviously feel like he should be playing for the club of Manchester United next because he knows to it that Erik Ten Hag has gone ahead obviously draw what we call a very clear line from the academy to what we call the first team for the club of Manchester United. So that's why everything is really moving on like that. So that's why Chido feels like there is a very huge opportunity for him to obviously come in through and really do the job at the club of Manchester United, right? So that is it for now. And I've gone ahead to obviously throw in that huge vibe into the mix. But let's continue to obviously go into the comment section and really see what you people have to say about this. Matthew Akema, Uganda, wish to get Kadioglu. All right. Why are we not going in for Yao Gomez from Wolverhampton Wanderers? Because for me, he's better than Ugarte. Not really, he's not. We are once linked to Yao Neves, but Yao Gomez, but I don't think that he's really better than Ugarte. Ugarte is really better. I'm gonna hate to really see them, unless you want me to make a comparison. What about Amadou Onana? We hijack him. I don't think that it's pretty important for us to hijack him. It doesn't make sense for me for us to go ahead and really hijack him. Why should we hijack a player like him? You get? If he has gone ahead to choose to go to Aston Villa, when Man United really had a huge intent in him, then we should obviously not really do any hijack as far as him is really concerned. We can do better than that. We are having all right, Bakashaba, good morning. Josie, hey bro, I'm live in Uganda. Tell me Arsenal news. I'm sure doing a video on the Rokani Media Football, but that's where you guys are gonna find me. Arsenal and other teams, Rokani Media Football is the place to be. Here we strictly talk Manchester United only Man United. Can't we swap Rashford or Anthony with Jordan Bakayoko of PSG? No way. I believe we have better players at Manchester United. For me, I think on the right we are occupied. Sancho, Amadi Diallo, Garnacho, even if Anthony leaves. Now on the left, if I see United going in for Jarvis Simons, I tell you what, Rashford is done. Rashford is done and dusted. That is it. So it's better for us to go in for Simons. You know, we can take Anthony anywhere else. Chido has a Zimbabwean meaning, all right, that is Gono. Yadav, would you rather have Zubimendi or Ugarte? If we are to get a player the best price, I would go with Ugarte. You know, Ugarte. I go Ugarte over Zubimendi. But the reason as why I say Zubimendi is when PSG say that they are not really moving on from their evaluation of 59 million pounds. That is 70 million euros. If both are variable for the same price, I go for Manuel Ugarte. That is it. I can't wait to see Ugarte and Delete at Man United. That is Arthur. Gono, under 19. Our under 18 are performing very well and our academy is coming good. Chido will like the project at Manchester United. Yeah, he will like it very well because we won 2 trophies last season, not so? We won 2 trophies and I think Chido will like the project because it is really looking good and better. Then we are having Luandile. Has anyone seen the boy, William Pacho from Frankfurt? He's in the same level as Leny Yoro. I'm surprised why we are not linked with him. All right, I'm really gonna come up and obviously find myself into a better fit to obviously see what to do about him, and really I'm gonna really keep my eyes onto him. That is it. Thank you. Wabwira Joffrey, now that we have a proper football structure, we shouldn't be held ransomly. We are building. There is no reason why we continue paying huge fees. Yeah, that is it. We should stop that. Nachiganda, thanks man. Hassan Bisegera. I will also be delighted to see Desire Dobe, Bakayoko of PSV, Amrabat, Ugarte, Zubimendi, Fadka Dioglu. I think amongst all the names we're going to hit to say, it's Amrabat, Ugarte, Zubimendi, Freddy Kadioglu that can come to Manchester United. Desire, I think, is going to go to the side of Bayern Munich. That is it. Maybe even Chelsea can come in and really hijack. Dennis Jawoko. Hey David, good morning. May I know how many players so far United have signed? Leny Yoro in from Lille to Manchester United, and Joshua Zexi from Bologna to Manchester United. Only 2 players United have gonna hit to sign. Gono, internet had obviously had a glitch, but it's now back. Dennis, only 2, Joshua and Yoro, but have extended the contracts of Johnny Evans and Tom Heaton. Yeah, you're right. Thank you for that. You're gonna hit to put in through. Kawuchi Hassan, thank you, RD. Then Songa Fataki. For me, if Jadon Sancho comes back, United want another forward, number 9, just because you have all. We already have Ugarte. We already have Zexi and Rasmus Højlund, right? So we don't need a number 9. Zambia is watching. Isaac, good morning. All right, thank you for watching in through. Steve, Ugarte is overrated. We can do better. I respect your opinion, but I think you need to offer a lot of. You need to offer more. You need to offer more attention to detail to Manuel Ugarte. He can play in 3 different positions. Can play as a CDM, box-to-box midfielder. He can obviously play as a number 10. He's a very good player. And he is that great. And Eric Ten Hag loves him, and we should obviously get him in. You know, sometimes people may think that some players are really overrated, but look at what Lisandro Martinez is going to turn into Manchester United. The best defender at Manchester United amongst all the signings that Ten Hag is going to bring. And I think it's the best signing for Erik Ten Hag, because when they brought him in, people said he was short, he cannot play in the Premier League. By the end of the season of 2022-2023, the entire world had really gotten to know that Ten Hag got it right. So for me, I don't say that he's overrated. He's a very good player. He's a very good player. But the problem was the manager who bought him, that the manager likes Vitinha more than Ugarte, but that doesn't really downplay the efforts of Ugarte. If at all you watch the Copa America, you saw how good Manuel Ugarte is. He's a very good player, press resistant. He can really get that ball from the back four, connect them to the attack, shield the back four. He's an energetic player. His mobility is really great. He's a towering overlord. He can win aerial duels, and he has a lot to do with that long-range passing, and obviously doing the needful and adapting to any situation that United will be playing in. That is it. Smash the like button close to 100 times, guys. We are having only 69 likes. Yet we are having close to 140 people watching in through. Do the needful, guys. Don V, I think we'd rather get João Neves than paying Ugarte at that amount, which is equivalent to João Neves. Yeah, for that I agree. If PSG is clinging on 70 million euros, then we should obviously get in João Neves, because PSG is knocking down that price to 70 million euros. I don't know whether there's going to be an exchange of a player, but they're knocking it down to 70 million euros. That is it. Then Ocheng Daniel, good morning, bro. Then Stivo, I agreed on. Then amidst the fact that Ugarte is good, but the price tag is a bit high. Yeah, that is it. My problem with Ugarte is the price tag. That is it. And I've been vocal about it, that 70 million pounds, 70 million euros is really huge for him as a player. And I think we can do better and better and better as a side of Manchester United and not really fall into that trap. But I know we won't be ransomed, I assure you. PSG don't need Ugarte, and they need money to get in Kvaratskhelia and Osimhen, you know, so they'll need to obviously dance to the tunes of Manchester United. All either alone with a mandatory option to buy. And that mandatory option to buy has to be reached at because of the clauses that will be put in there for you, the performance of the player. If he plays like 70% of the games, then he comes in through, right? Joshua Zamani, hope you are doing great. Malusu Dulu Ugarte can be a good signing. It's a good signing, guys. Ocheng Daniel, bro, tell me something on Branthwaite. I started watching late. Branthwaite to Man United, there is a boost because Everton was going to find themselves in a position of really seeing the deal that would have gone to see new owners take them over to save them from their problems collapse. That is it. And United are willing to make a bid of £55 million. Again, that will be the third bid. Hope it gets accepted. He's not Neves. We need a midfielder, bro, not a striker. All right. What about the deal of Ugarte, Mr. Aradi? United are in talks to knock down the price from 70 million euros to like 50 million euros. PSG want to make a profit. Remember, they bought him from Sporting Lisbon for 60 million euros, and they want to make more 10 million euros as profit in his sale. Testimony sold. Glorious morning, Aradi. All right. Danson Kamati, Amrabat. Ugarte looks amazing. That is Kenechi. Hassan says Ugarte, Mr. Aradi, has more of sliding, which can result in many red cards in Premier League. Take an example of Casemiro. That was poor officiating by those referees, right? Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I think no player slides like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but Bissaka isn't going to obviously find himself sent off. Look at Lenny Yoro. He also does those slides. It's the new game. It's the new game. You get? It's a new game, and you cannot tell me that you can fail to sign a player because of the slide tackles he makes. I think they are really good. And if they are timed very well, they can obviously do us better. And ask yourself, how many times has he been red carded? For example, let's see, Ugarte. How many red cards has he gotten? Right? Let's get in here and see how many red cards has Manuel Ugarte gotten. At Uruguay, he hasn't gone ahead to get a red card. At PSG, he played 25 games in League 1 to assist 5 yellow cards, 0 red cards. UEFA Champions League, he played 8 games, 2 yellow cards, 0 red cards. French Cup, 4 games, 0 yellow cards, 0 red cards. By the way, the guy is disciplined. He's disciplined. So I don't think that should be a red flag, you know, that should really prevent us from signing the player. Then the only person for me with Ugarte is his progressive passing accuracy. He plays more side passes. Apart from that, he's quite decent. He can play any pass. Even the central axis passes, he can really do them. He's very vertical, right? He's a vertical player. Zai, Emery, and Vitinho are benching Ugarte at PSG. Yeah, they are, but I think the manager just loves them. But that doesn't downplay the quality of Ugarte. He's a very good player. Steve says, do you think getting Adrian Rabiot is good business? He's on a free, might give us more depth. This is what I said. If you're moving on Casemiro and Scott McTominay, let's get in 3 midfielders. Ugarte, Amrabat, and Rabiot. 3 of those will be good to go and will obviously compete. PSG want to help them by Neves. They bought him last year at 60 million euros. Now 1 year he's at 70, yet he doesn't have enough game playing time here. They are just cheats, but I don't think they'll get it from Manchester United. And United are willing to pull out, by the way. You've gone ahead to see to it that they've pulled out on very many deals. So if they believe that that's the trap they are gonna really set or lure United into, we won't get lured into that trap. And very soon you're going to be hearing United being linked to other CDMs, right? Philip Muyabana, my heart tells me Ugarte is player we should get in that midfield. I'm certain he will be great for us. Yeah, he's a very good player. Ugarte, very good player. Masa Chimona, Euro is enough for the defense at Man United. You let them consider on the midfield. That's where the problem. No, we need other defenders. I don't want to see Harry Maguire here. I don't want to see Lindelof here. Let us get in a Delete and Braithwaite. Then Kawuchi Hassan, I believe Man United is upgrading now. That's the way we might be, but those Glazer family are really, really greedy. There is nothing for them to take, but all I know is that when we stabilize, they will take dividends. That is it. Testimony Salt, I prefer Neves to Ugarte. Yeah. But even PSG haven't gone ahead, obviously, get that deal at 70 million euros. You know, if they get him at 70 million euros and we get Ugarte at 60, I think they would have gone ahead to get a better deal. PSG would have gone ahead to get a better deal. But remember, Neves is just a teenager and he has a lot to learn, but he's a very talented player. Don V, True, Aradi. Those slight tackles depends on the clinicals a player has made. Now, the player calculates them. And he hasn't gone ahead to get a red card because of those tackles. Songa Fataki, Vitinha, I think is a very good player in the world now. In a midfielder, we need him. Let's see another season for your team. Vitinha, PSG cannot let him go. Then Ogweze, now that Man United seems to be drawing close to Xavi Simons. How does he compare with Ugarte? They play different positions. That is it. They play different positions. Ugarte is a CDM and the other one is a wide forward. Then Molecule. Already I love Branthwaite. I too love him a lot. Nameka, Kenechi. Simon doesn't look like someone with steel, but he's a very good player. He plays as a wide forward and can play as a central defender. So guys, thank you very much for obviously being part of this live. You can as well support this channel by buying a super chat. Click the $ down there and obviously submit your super chat and the rest will be history. So guys, we've gone ahead to talk about Jarrad Branthwaite, Scott McTominay, Chido. Is it Chido? The Arsenal player whose contract went out and United are trying to convince him to obviously join them. Your reactions to that are welcome in the comment section below. Rokan David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living to God bless you abundantly. I'm out and